today I'll be making a reversible satin bonnet, and I'll be showing you the process all through. So the materials that I'll be using is the satin fabric. I have it in the color black and gold, and I also have tape measure. Then I have an elastic, it's 1.5 inch, and my scissors, and I also have my template already cut, but I'll show you the process if you don't have a template. So let's just get right into it. I've already cut the gold satin fabric, so we'll work on the black one. So to start, I'm going to fold my fabric into two, as you can see me doing here. I'll just fold it to the length that I want and the width that I want. Then I'll measure using my template, and my template is 11 inches. That means my satin bonnet will be a small size, so that's what I'm using. But if you don't have a template, you are going to use your tape measure and measure out the amount of fabric that you want. For instance, if you want an 11-inch fabric, you are going to measure out 12 inches using the tape measure. So that's what I'm just going to do here. The 12 inches is to leave a 1-inch sewing allowance on the fabric. After measuring out the 12 inches, I'm going to fold the fabric into two, as you can see me doing there. You see I have 2 layers of the satin fabric all folded together and nicely. And guys, if you don't understand whatever it is that I'm trying to say, I have a detailed tutorial on how I cut my bonnet fabric. I'll leave the link up here so you can go and watch it. But I hope this video is self-explanatory and the tutorial is so very clear. So then I'll go ahead and just measure out using my template and adjust the fabric accordingly, as you can see me doing here. And also, this is me using my template, but if you don't have a template, you can also go ahead and use a tape measure, and you'll see me doing all that. And guys, I hope you understand everything. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and do leave a sweet comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this video. At this point, after getting the measurements, I would have just gone ahead and cut out. As you can see, the template is already there, and I would have just easily cut out. But if you don't have a template, you go ahead with your tape measure and just put it at the point of the fabric, as you can see me doing there, and measure the 11 inches and just put a mark using a chalk. I hope I'm explaining this really well. Then I'll hold it at that tip and just move my tape measure along and measure out the 11 inches, or you can do whatever inches it is that you want. Mine is 11 inches, so I'm just going ahead measuring the 11 inches. Then I'll just put everything together, mark the markings together. Then I'll go ahead, and since this fabric is kind of smooth, you all know satin fabric is smooth, so I'm just going to pin it in place so that it doesn't move when I'm going to be cutting it. After pinning everything in place, I'll just go ahead with my scissors, then cut out the fabric. Then this will make us get our circular shape, and that will be it. Now that we finished cutting the 2 fabrics, this is what we have. We have 2 circular satin fabrics. One will be the outer lining and the other one will be the inner lining, and those are the 2 circles that we have. So to go ahead, I'm going to place it in order. So I'll put it the good side facing each other, as you can see me doing here. Then the bad side of the fabric will face outer parts towards the air. I don't know how to explain it right, but I hope you can see as I have laid them together here. Then I'm going to go ahead with my pins and pin it all around in place. As I said earlier, the satin fabric is smooth, so you really have to pin it in place so that everything can lay together and not move around. Now that everything is well pinned in place, we'll go ahead and measure 1 inch from the edge of the circle all around the material. This is where we will sew our first stitch to close up the fabric. After making the marks, we are just going to gather them all together, then making sure to leave 1 inch or 2 inch allowance where that will allow us to turn the fabric inside out. So this is the space that I'm just going to leave, and right about now we are ready to start sewing all along in that circular motion, leaving the 1 inch or 2 inch allowance or space. So at the end of it, just make sure you do a reverse stitch so that the Uzi won't come out or it won't unravel. Then at this point, what we are going to do is to just turn it inside out to make sure that the good side is exposed and the bad side remains inside, as you can see me doing here. So this is what I'm just going to do, and it's kind of a long process, so you just have to be patient and make sure that everything comes out through that small hole that we had left earlier. After everything is all turned out, this is what we have. It's a funny shape, but you can go ahead and just make it fluff out into a circle as you see here. Then you can go ahead and iron it out, and this process is so optional, but I prefer to iron it out and just make everything look neat and well. And yeah, as I said earlier, it's optional, but I prefer this. Then after ironing, I'm going to go ahead and put some mark on it, because I'm going to use a 1.5 inch allowance. So I'm going to mark 2 inch gauge on the fabric, as you see me doing here, because this will enable the 1.5 inch allowance to pass in really well. If you have a 1 inch elastic, you can go ahead mark 1.5 inch allowance. So this is what I'm just going to do all around. Then I'm going to stitch it, and as I am going to stitch this second line, I'm not going to leave any space on the stitch lines that I'm going to be making. So as you can see, this is what I'm just doing, and then I'll go ahead, pin it down. Pinning it is so essential because this fabric, the satin fabric, tends to move a lot, and we don't want that to happen because we want everything to be smooth. So after everything, I'm just going to take my fabric to the machine and just stitch it all through. So this is the stitched fabric. As you can see, I have my inner stitch line which is all closed. Then I use similar Uzi, similar thread to the fabric, so you can't really see the stitch lines, but they are there. So yeah, this is what we have. Then we have that outer stitch line which has a gap. So at this point we are going to take our elastic and just cut it to the desired length. For me, I cut out 21 inches because my head measures 21 inches and the elastic just is elastic according to the name. So I'll just measure out 21 inches and these will fit out really well. As you can see me doing here, I'm just going to measure it out, then cut it at the length that I desire, but you can customize yours to the length that you want to. After getting the elastic, what we will do is I'll take my safety pin and I'll just pin it on one edge of the elastic band as you see me doing here. And using a safety pin will just help us in passing the elastic through the space that we have created using the two lines as you can see here. Then I'm going to take one pin the other end of the elastic to the open space of the fabric. Then I'm going to go ahead and just weave the elastic through that space that is there. And yeah, I hope everything is self-explanatory, and I hope you are enjoying the tutorial to this point and you are getting everything, and you can make your own bonnet at this point. So kindly make sure you stick to the very end. So now, after getting the elastic in the space, I'm just going to sew the elastic bands together, and I'm going to pass it like maybe 5 times so that it can be stronger. Then this is what I have right now. Everything is well in place, and to go ahead and I'll go ahead and band the flyaways at the edge of the elastic to give me these nice looking finish over here. Then I'm just going to weave everything in place. Just make sure the elastic gets into the space real good and the elastic is well hidden in there. And yeah, this is how our bonnet just came out. So after placing the elastic in there and making sure that everything is all right, I'm going to look for the gap that we had left when we first made our first stitch line. Then I'm going to close it up by sewing it again so that the elastic cannot come out, right? I hope you understand whatever it is that I'm saying. So I'm just going to close up this gap, then I'll be back. So finally guys, this is all stitched down. You can see the stitch line there. And yeah, this is how our bonnet came out. It's well stitched and it looks so pretty. It's satin lined and it's so protective to the hair. The colors are just so bright. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you liked everything. You got to understand whatever it is that I'm saying, and you also enjoyed watching this video. Yeah, thanks for watching to this point guys, and kindly make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Also leave a sweet comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this tutorial, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.